Well, today's a very exciting day for me. It's the culmination of months of planning and visions, crazy ideas, and a lot of those crazy ideas that we had have actually come to fruition, and we built Marta into a boat that I'm just absolutely wrapped with. This is something I've been waiting for about 7 or 8 weeks, because we did the sea trials and then straight away we went into COVID, into lockdown. I was like, oh no, but I want to take the boat down the Sounds. Today, I'm heading to the Sounds. A little bit windy, bit of a learning curve for me as far as, pulling the trailer through here, but it just handles so beautifully, that Enduro trailer. I don't think we'll get the boat in tonight, but watch out. Tomorrow morning, we're getting the boat out. Well, this is it, guys, the big day, and I'm pretty excited and a little bit nervous, to tell you the truth, because it's the first time I've launched here, and it's like, okay, I've got to do this, so I've got everything in sequence, but I'll probably miss 1 or 2 things out, but that's what it's all about as well. It's just about learning, and what a boat to learn in, Marta. I'll explain a little bit later on today just where I got the name from, but if you follow me, I'll show you some of the really cool features that Senator have managed to put into this boat, and they are really cool, and they're custom built to the things that I really wanted, so you can get that done too. I think the boat looks amazing. I mean, the whole shape of the boat looks cool, but the graphics really added to that. One of the things I discovered, especially fishing in water that was a little bit challenging, was the fact that there's not really anywhere to hang on. So I wanted to build wings that were solid, so not just out of bar, but out of sheet aluminium, and then we've filled those with a black polycarbonate, so that gives you a little bit more protection from the weather. Also up on the top there, just the whole bimini is just like, it's rock solid, it's something that you can hang on to. It's going to give you good weather protection, and in New Zealand it's going to keep all of the sun and that nasty UV off you. Here we go, just so that I can pull in the tray pots a little bit easier. I could have gone for the electric winch, but for me it was just like, it's a nice bit of exercise pulling in pots. Senator have gone really hell for leather on the seat. They are super comfortable. One of the things on a small boat is sometimes just comfort. Well, I tell you what, you can sit on these seats all day long, super comfortable, and just super nice to look at too. Let's just have a quick look at the trailer. The trailer is made by Enduro up in Hamilton, and the guys have done a fantastic job. They realised that some of the places I was going to be towing Marta were really going to be off the beaten track, and so they've put a little bit more steel in certain places on the struts and the cross members, and they've just made it, super rugged for what I want. And as well as that, they've put bigger wheels on it, slightly bigger tyres as well. So, we talk about comfort. Well, one of the things for me was just on the back of a small boat, the duck board is so narrow and so short. I extended the duck board, made it a lot wider, and then put these rails around, and they're good solid rails. So, if you want to go out to the back of the boat for the call of nature, in a lot of boats you're hanging onto your mate's motor, but these here you can just kind of lean against them. And cleats, extra cleats put on the back as well. I've put extra rod holders in, because I like places to put my rod down in a big fat hurry. If your mate's got a big kingy on and you've got to give him a bit of a hand, it's like, well, bang, I need to put that rod somewhere quickly. Of course, the legendary Suzuki, these are their lean burn, super efficient, super quiet. We'll talk about that, you'll hear it. It's an amazing motor, okay? A, we're going to get really good fuel efficiency out of this, but B, we're not going to be having a really noisy motor rattling around all day behind us. I do a little bit of spear fishing down here in the Sounds, and one of the things again, that I like is to be able to get back in the boat. That's pretty important. So I wanted a ladder that was going to have a double step on it, but also be rock solid. And again, by having that extra wide duck board, when I come up and I've got long fins on, it's pretty easy for me just to spin around, and I've got a ton of space, and I've got big heavy rails. It's nice and easy to hand your mate your gun and just get back up on board. But wait, there's more. What we've also put in here is a walk-through transom, and in the walk-through transom, put a live bait tank. There's a ton of kingies in this bay and all around the Sounds here, and live bait fishing is great for kidneys. At Shoal Bay, when we were fishing, we were using the back of a chili bin, and it's just like it's slopping around, it's a bit messy. So having an integral bait board, I think, is an absolute must. Put a deck wash on, because it just means you can wash down while you're out there and clean up before you come back in. The other thing that I really wanted to have was, you know, just having the fuel tanks right there as totes. You're always sort of stubbing them, or you're reaching under to check them. What we did was we raised the deck and the gunnels, and we put the fuel tank underneath. Now there's 140 litres of fuel in that tank, and then right next to that fuel tank is a fish hole. So I've just got some bait and some burley in there at the moment, and of course these seats, really super comfortable, fold away, heaps of handrails, just so you know when there's a bit of a chop out there. The chili bin's also got a seat on it for a passenger, but check out this. That's just, you know, if you want to stop for lunch and have yourself a bit of tea, or even cook up a bit of cod for an early morning breakfast. I've fitted it out with fusion for my sounds, because everyone knows that you really can't catch fish unless you've got good tunes. I mean, that's an absolute given, isn't it? The fish finder is a Garmin 95S, and I'm going to operate that on a split chart, so I'm going to be having the chart and also the sonar running at the same time. And my VHF is also a Garmin. That stuff works. And then we've fitted carpet all the way through the front. Now that does a couple of things. It deadens the sound, but also makes it nice and comfortable, you know, so you're not rubbing against cold aluminium all of the time. You know, the way that we've spec'd out the boat with the fuel tank in the middle, everything, and of course Senator's legendary ride, this is going to be a dream. I'm just about ready to go actually, so why don't you come along? We'll have a bit of an adventure this morning. I'm amped, and I hope you are. Let's go. Everyone holding on? Well, I think we'll drop the anchor for the first time. So I was going to tell you the story about why I named the boat Marta, and Marta's actually a person, and she lived here in Hopai Bay, which is just across from where I am in Clover. And in the early 1800s, Te Rauparaha came across from Rangitoto, from D'Urville Island, and basically attacked the Pa and killed everyone, but Marta managed to escape, and she swam across the bay, and she got to the other side, but a warrior took after her in his waka and caught her and brought her back, and Te Rauparaha said, she's a feisty one, she'll do as a slave. And so they took her back to Kapiti Island, and there she lived as a slave for quite a few years before she escaped, made her way around the coast, and then across here back into the Sounds. I don't know, I'd like to think she swam the Cook Strait as well, but eventually she ended up in Clover Bay, and she was taken in by the Harvey family, where she stayed and lived until her late 70s working at the mill. But the story of Marta for me just said never give up, never say die, just keep on going. And I thought, what a cool name for a boat, and Marta she is. Ko Tararua te Monga, ko Manaroa te Awa, ko Goni toka te Puna, ko Gun toka Iwi, ko Senator toka Hapu, ko Davey Hughes ko te Mana toka Ingawa, ko Marta toka Waka. Hutea te reto o te harakeke, te hira te kamako I ko, ki mai kia hau, te mea nui au te au, maku uki atu, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Man, what a boat. I can't believe I've been down here this long without having a boat. I mean, to get out there today, bit of fishing, bit of exploring, and just the way it performed was unbelievable, you know. with the Sea Star hydraulic steering, she would just turn on a dime. It was just absolutely amazing. I think all in all, the experience has been memorable. That's the way I'd actually put it, because you know, I went to Senator, spoke to them about my ideas. They smiled a little bit at one or two of them, but everything that I wanted on the boat, they worked their way around it and they made their magic happen, because those guys have got the experience and they were able to actually add a lot of their thoughts and their ideas into the boat as well. So I think the culmination of all of that has been using years and years of the Senator guys' expertise and experience, using some of my ideas about what I wanted in an actual boat, putting it together into this one package, and today to be able to go out and see that it all works and it's seamless, it all works so exceptionally well. I can tell you now, I don't think I've been as happy as this for a long, long time. Hey guys, thanks for joining me on this adventure. Hopefully it's helped one or two of you out there. And if you're thinking even remotely about getting yourself a boat, I've only got one piece of advice. Do it. You know, life's a journey. It's got a beginning and it's got an end. And the piece in the middle is called adventure. And I can tell you now, adventure on the sea is like something I've never had before. And I'm really enjoying it. And I'm pretty sure you will as well. Kia kaha.